want to play you guys a clip from the NASDAQ CEO talking about how they are regulators and the arbiters. It sounds a lot like big tech of when there's manipulation in the stock market, or when there's manipulation in this type of currency, or when there's groups on social media that are manipulating the economy, or they're manipulating the stock market to boost stuff up, like GameStop. Who the hell made them the arbiters of truth to determine what is actually happening in the stock market? Because I'll get to that right now, but let me show you this pretty insane clip. Take a look.
Our role is to match the buyers and sellers and to provide a proper and accurate reflection of supply and demand in a stock or an option at any given period. I think when we look at our larger role as a self-regulatory organization, we also really do focus on making sure that the activity in the market is legitimate activity, and that if there is any sort of manipulation going on, that we root it out and we eliminate it from the market. So that is also part of our role.
So does that mean that goes both ways? These Wall Street millionaires and billionaires, these gigantic, even companies, people that manipulate currency, that manipulate the stock market to work towards their favor. Does that mean that goes both ways? Or is this kind of like big tech? You guys determine who's who and you just make a decision because you're the big and powerful. That's kind of what this sounds like. And it's kind of sketchy if you ask me. Let's continue.
I think when it comes to some of the latest activities that we've seen, I'm not going to comment on any particular listings, particularly those that are not listed on our exchange. But I think that in general, when we evaluate how we would manage through a situation where you see a significant run up in a stock that's not based on news, that's not based on fundamentals, what we do is we do have technology that evaluates social media chatter. And if we see
she knows she's full of crap because she knows that what she's saying is like completely authoritarian. It's like, we have the technology. It's based off of our criteria. It's news. It's this. It's X. It's Y. It's this. Who are they to determine this? Who holds these people accountable? That's why she's choking on her own words, because she knows she's a clown. Let's continue.
Significant rise in the chatter on social media channels, and then we also match that up against unusual trading activity. We will potentially halt that stock to allow ourselves to investigate the situation, to be able to engage with the company, and to give investors a chance to recalibrate their positions. And then if we do think or contemplate that there may be some manipulation, we then engage with FINRA and the SEC to evaluate and investigate that.
Oh, really? But does that go both ways? What about these Wall Street billionaires? What about these hedge funds? Are they investigated? Are they held accountable? How come you give them the ability to stop and reevaluate, but when the little guy, the American, or the little guy sitting there trading stocks, buying in stocks, they make a miscalculation. It's basically making bets, and you either win or you lose. You analyze, you determine, is this going to blow up? Is it going to make a lot of money? And if you win, hey, you make a big paycheck. If you lose money. But who makes them the arbiters of what's right or what's wrong? This sounds a lot like big tech. And this is for a lot of people that don't understand stocks, that don't understand the stock market. You may have been seeing this in your feed and you're just like, what is the big deal? The big deal is that now these companies are showing that they have the ability to manipulate the economy at will. And we're going to get into that. This is dangerous. This is why people like even AOC are coming out and condemning this. Because this is multimillionaires, multi-billionaires that are manipulating stock exchange, manipulating currency, manipulating what makes our lives go around. We're not talking about social media in the sense of, deboosting. We're not talking censorship. We're talking about like the economy. Now this is becoming real world. This mindset is practiced in social media. This mindset is practiced in pop culture and all different things. But now it's invading the economy. So let's get this article up. TatumReport.com. One of the top stories of the hour. You guys can check this article out at the TatumReport.com. GameStop shares plummet after Robinhood, TD Ameritrade restrict trading. So what's going on here? GameStop shares plummeted on Thursday after trading app Robinhood restricted purchases following a staggering rally driven by Reddit users. These are just citizens buying up stock. That's their own free will to do so. It's a free market, right? Driven by Reddit users buying up the stock in a battle with hedge funds that had bet against it. So basically, it's just making bets. Either this company's going to succeed, let's buy its stock, or it's going to fail. You make money by winning or losing. So these two were kind of at war with each other in a stock market war, okay? The hedge funds, the millionaires, the Wall Street people were saying, GameStop's going to die, GameStop's going to die. It's going further, lower. But then you had a bunch of people on Reddit, I guess GameStop fans, people that didn't want to see that. They noticed what these Wall Street billionaires, millionaires were doing to destroy the little guy, and they started betting and raising the stock value of GameStop itself, and it skyrocketed, and it screwed these millionaires, and now they're running around with their tails in between their legs, going on news and complaining and crying about it because they lost. A lot of people that invested in stock for GameStop are making like millions of dollars because of this. And these hedge funds and these multimillionaires, because they lost, got to pay out. Now they don't want to, because that's not what's supposed to happen. That, my friends, is a glitch in the matrix. A hole was punched in reality. That's not supposed to happen. That's why AOC and Ted Cruz are on the same page. That's why Donald Trump Jr. and Rashid Tlaib are all coming out and condemning the same thing. Why? Well, let's continue. At 11:13 a.m., GameStop shares were down 56% at $153 after earlier hitting $500 in pre-market. Still, users of the Reddit forum Wall Street Bets boasted that they had diamond hands, their term for a trader who refuses to sell until reaching their ultimate goal, and predicted an imminent rally. The GameStop stock frenzy has led to TD Ameritrade and Robinhood, which is like an app, a service you use to buy stocks, trade. It's a free and open app. It's open to the free market. You can buy stocks, you can trade them, you could shut down the ones you don't want. It's basically an app that opens you up to the free market in the stock market, right? The GameStop stock frenzy has led to TD Ameritrade and Robinhood restricting new purchases of particular stocks. This is crazy. GameStop and AMC, among others. So they're basically putting a block to private citizens, free citizens that have every right to enter the free market economy. This app, these individuals are now saying, nope, put a stop. Why? Because everyone's buying stocks. It's raising, and the millionaires are going to lose. The elite are going to lose, and they're looking like fools, and they're going to lose this bet, and the little guys are going to win. So big tech gets behind this with their app, and they say, stop. You see how dangerous this is? That these big tech companies have the ability to stop a private citizen, a free individual, from entering a so-called free market at the drop of a dime? No pun intended. But let's continue this story. And Robinhood restricting new purchases of particular stocks, GameStop and AMC, among others. It also led to the Wall Street Bets subreddit temporarily getting locked and a Discord server getting shut down for violating terms of service. These people have every right to do this. And I'm going to explain that right now. I'm going to give you my views on this. On Thursday morning, Twitter users began posting screenshots of their Robinhood app that showed a message appended to the stocks of GameStop, AMC, Nokia, and Bed Bath & Beyond. This stock, here are some quotes from people that woke up kind of pissed off today. This stock is not supported on Robinhood. Robinhood explained the move in a blog post Thursday morning just before the stock exchanges opened. In light of recent volatility, we are restricting transactions for certain securities to position closing only, including AMC, BB, BBBY, XR, the list goes on. It's all of these companies. They restricted access to selling, trading, everything with these companies, which is insane because they can do that at the drop of a dime if they feel like it. The move drew swift condemnation from some of the platform's previously vocal advocates, including investors who are seeking to capitalize on a massive wave of interest in struggling companies whose stocks had been shortened by sophisticated investors. NASDAQ CEO Adina Friedman told CNBC on Wednesday that if there is any market manipulation going on, it may halt the trading of a stock to investigate. That's the clip I played you guys earlier. Outrage at Robinhood appeared to briefly unite the country, with GOP Senator Ted Cruz, Don Trump Jr., and Democrat reps Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Rashid Tlaib all blasting the trading app for shutting down trades while hedge funds remain free to buy and sell stocks as they please. What does that mean? That the little guy gets shut down and crapped on in terms of entering into the free market, and the elites and the multi-billionaires get to rule and reign and continue to get more wealthy and wealthy and wealthy. You had Democrats and Republicans unifying on that. Here's a tweet from Rashid Tlaib, and she said, "This is beyond absurd. FSC Dems," she tagged them, "need to have a hearing on Robinhood's market manipulation. They're blocking the ability to trade to protect Wall Street hedge funds, stealing millions of dollars from their users to protect people who've used the stock market as a casino for decades." So what she means is they're stealing millions of dollars because when you go in and you basically essentially place a bet, this is either going to be a success or it's going to fail. If it's a success, hey, you get paid. And now because all these people that invested in these companies and it skyrocketed and they're supposed to get paid millions of dollars, they turn around, the app says, hey, nope, halt, investigate, let the other guys get in here and raise something out. They can make money while the little guy doesn't get his payout. Republicans and Democrats are both on the same page here and are like, wait a second, who the hell do you guys think you are? This is supposed to be a free market and open economy. Donald Trump Jr. tweeted this: "I wish the SEC had as much of an issue with insider trading as they seem to have with outsider trading. Hashtag Robinhood, hashtag GameStop, hashtag Wall Street bets." Little rocket ship emojis. Ted Cruz weighed in. He retweeted Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Her tweet said this: "This is unacceptable. We now need to know more about @Robinhood app's decision to block retail investors from purchasing stock while hedge funds are freely able to trade the stock as they see fit. It's totally scandalous. As a member of the Financial Services Committee, I'd support a hearing if necessary." And then Ted Cruz retweeted, "Fully agree." Even lawsuits are being launched. Apparently, Ocasio-Cortez, this only lasted like 5 minutes. She immediately saw the political impact of this because she didn't want to be seen being bipartisan with a Republican, and she started accusing him of, "You're the reason why I almost got killed, and you haven't apologized, blah, 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 blah." So, I mean, you're not going to find common ground with a radical Marxist, Ted. It's just not going to happen, okay? That only lasted, it was very short while. So now lawsuits are now arising, class action lawsuits. Here's a tweet from Lydia L.J. Mohanian. Let me open up the tweet. Check this out. Lydia Mohanian. So now we have some lawsuits coming out. United States District Court, Southern District of New York. Brendan Nelson, class action complaint against Robinhood Financial LLC, Robinhood Securities, blah, 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 blah. Robinhood is an online brokerage firm. Robinhood purposefully, willfully, and knowingly removed the stock GME. So people are suing these people, which is legally and lawfully their right, which is interesting because Robinhood themselves claim to be, this free market app that allows people to be open. Let's pull out of this. But what I wanted to point out about this is they're accusing Reddit of manipulating the stock market. All these people on Reddit that got together and said, we're not going to let this happen. Let's boost up stocks, buy GameStop, buy GameStop, buy GameStop. And it skyrocketed. So now you have the CEO right there of NASDAQ coming out and saying, well, it could be manipulated. Is this manipulated? Dude, people, it's a free market. They can do whatever they want. It's their money. If they want to zero in on a company because it's obviously not doing well and they want to throw in their own free hard-earned money to throw that into stocks and make it rise and skyrocket through the roof, that's not manipulation. Is that intention? Of course it is, but it's not illegal. They can do whatever they want with their money. And if they want to pour it into a stock to make it skyrocket through the roof, then that's just Americans getting behind something and breathing life back into it or fanning the flames yet again. But the response to this is interesting because the response from Robinhood, the response from Wall Street, the response from hedge funds, you see guys going on TV, all these business, TV news segments, all complaining, all pissy, all saying that this is manipulation, this and that, as if these guys don't manipulate, as if these guys don't have their own, tricks in their bags when it comes to, manipulating currency or manipulating the stock market. There's tons of documentaries you guys can watch on this. This ain't nothing new, but what's interesting about this is that it's scary that these big tech companies have the ability to turn around and literally stop a private United States American citizen in their tracks from participating in the open so-called free market. Listen, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, that should concern the hell out of you. Because now, hey, I've been preaching to you guys for months. These radical globalists, these radical elites, these multi-billionaires, millionaires, people that only throw money at what they want, their own agenda. Now what you're starting to see is an economy under attack where you can get shut down in the blink of an eye. I mean, social media is one thing, right? There's an attack on free speech. A sitting president has been deplatformed on Twitter, right? You guys know this. There's an attack on our free civil rights. Now, it's going to the economy.